I'm Hank from Free Podcast Tools, and we will be comparing the Rode PodMic and the Zoom ZDM-1. It is time to get into it. You know I like to go over a few things: plosives, off-axis and rear rejection, ambient noise, look, and overall sound. And a lot of this is subjective, so it's just fun to speculate. All right, let's go to the plosive test. Approximately 4 inches away from the Rode PodMic, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Now I'm going to lean in approximately 2 inches away. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. While the ZDM-1 is still on the boom, let's go to off-axis and rear rejection. Approximately 6 inches away from the side of the microphone. Now approximately 6 inches from the rear of the microphone. Approximately 6 inches from the side of the Rode PodMic. Approximately 6 inches from the rear of the Rode PodMic. With the Rode PodMic still on the boom, I'm going to test the ambient noise. I'm going to crank the gain to maximum on the Mixcast 4. No processing whatsoever is on at this time. No gating or anything at all. And then we are going to just listen and hear how it sounds. Now with the Zoom ZDM-1 on the boom, I'm going to crank the gain to maximum. We'll just listen and see what we hear. All right, on to look. Do we really even have to go there? While I do like the look and style of the Zoom ZDM-1, especially when you put the windscreen on, the provided foam windscreen, you get a great look that is ready for your live stream, but you don't get this look. The Rode PodMic versus the Zoom ZDM-1 on looks, no contest at all. But if you disagree, chime in down in the comments down below. And when it comes to overall sound, do you prefer this sound of the Zoom ZDM-1? Both of them have their own unique sound profile, and I kind of go back and forth because I like this sound from the Rode PodMic, but I also love that lower, somewhat boomier, warmer sound on the Zoom ZDM-1. But which one do you prefer? Chime in down in the comments down below. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. Now I'm going to go edit this video, and then I'm going to come back with my final thoughts. I'm back from editing that portion of the video, and I have my results. When it came to plosives, I think it was very close. They both had some egregious plosives in my opinion, but the worst offense was the Zoom ZDM-1 when I got real close to it, in my opinion. If you have a different opinion, chime in the comments down below. I'd give the advantage to the Rode PodMic. I think it was very clear when it was off-axis and rear rejection that the Zoom ZDM-1 outperformed the PodMic in that test. The volume during that test pretty much proves that. When it came to ambient noise in this particular deal where I turned the gain all the way up, I don't think that's 100% fair because the Rode PodMic needs more gain, so therefore it's going to pick up less in that test. But I think if all things were even, given the off-axis and rear rejection of the Zoom ZDM-1, I think the Zoom ZDM-1 would outperform it in that test. But when it comes to looks, the Rode PodMic is hands down the winner in that category. And when it comes to sound, I am partial to the warm sound of the Zoom ZDM-1. I think with the Rode PodMic, you could do a lot in post-production, or if you were using a nice preamp, you could add some warmth and you could get a great sound from it. I think it's very subjective though. I prefer the Zoom ZDM-1. You might prefer the flatter, maybe a little more pronounced sound of the Rode PodMic than the low-end warmth of the Zoom ZDM-1. Right now through the holidays, the Zoom ZDM-1 is $49.99 at most retailers. That's a price to performance value that I just don't think you can overlook. All things considered, I think I would go with the Zoom ZDM-1 in this comparison, but I would not knock anyone for choosing the Rode PodMic. So the ZDM-1 maintains its throne as the sub $100 XLR only microphone right now, in my opinion. But chime in the comments down below. Thank you for tuning into this video.